going on, diecast enthusiasts? How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing very well. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for asking. So what we got here are some JDMs, primarily Hondas. And why I'm going to discuss Hondas is because they're very popular right now. These things are on fire. Anything that's Japanese, JDM, talking about the Nissans, the Mazdas, the Hondas, the Acuras, these cars are very, very popular. Now, there's a reason why these cars are popular today. It's because there's a generation that's coming up and getting into the hobby. And what I mean by that is a lot of the younger collectors, well, they didn't have the Chevy Chevelles, the GTOs, the Mercury Cougars, Cutlasses. They didn't have any of those cars. What they did have are Japanese cars. And I've said this back about 20 years ago when these cars were kind of popular, that eventually the Japanese cars, the JDM stuff, is going to be the hot rods and muscle cars of yesterday in today's world. What that means is a lot of the collectors are going after the Japanese cars. They're making these things popular. And to be honest with you, be quite honest with you, 20 years ago, these cars were not very popular. And what I mean by that is no one really thought of a Honda Civic hatchback being a cool car. It just was not a cool car. It was a very economic car. It was a very cheap car, mass-produced car. They weren't really popular. Now, like the Honda Civic Si, that's always been a cool car, but no one would give it a second look. Now, all the cars that I grew up with that weren't popular are now becoming popular. And some of these cars are really cool. The Honda Prelude, for example, that's one of my favorite Hondas. And I said in a later video I was going to show you my left arm. So that's coming up at the end of this video because I was a Honda fanboy back in the day. So let's dive right into it. We're going to start off with the Acura NSX. This is a 1990. Now it's not a Honda, but it's part of the Honda family. So this is part of the 90s. So we have Hot Wheels, the 90s. It's a very cool car. We got some detailing in the rear. Got those nice 5-spoke wheels, and it's just looking really, really good. They came a long way with this casting, and they did an awesome job. This was released in 2021, but I believe it's in stores now. So if you have a keen eye, you can probably find it. Is this car very popular? Probably not. It's more common than it is uncommon. And that being said, most people aren't really actively looking for this car. I definitely like it because it is a 90s vehicle. And like I said, the 90s were the best time to be alive. Moving on. Here we have the Honda S2000. This is the hardtop, by the way. It's known as a convertible, but this thing is wicked cool. We have the designer right here. Unfortunately, he did pass away, which makes this car very, very sought after. And it's a very sleek little car. We have Asada, Asada on the license plate. And this car is definitely one that I treasure. It's very unique in its own way, especially with the hardtop. I really do like the S2000s. And to go back in time, I had two Hyundai Tiburons, and I was looking to buy a third car. And I was looking at the S2000 because it's a very sleek car. It's a very sporty car. And I can't fit in it. I'm about 6'1", and I weigh around 240 pounds. It's really, really too bad. I couldn't fit in that car. And maybe things have changed. I doubt it. But I could not fit in this thing. So on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm giving this thing a 5-star review. And the reason why it's getting a 5-star review is because it's a very cool car. And it's a very unique car. We don't see a lot of them. So it's staying with me, not for sale, not for trade. I like it. I'm going to keep it. Moving on, we have these twins right here. The 98 Honda Prelude with the legendary H22. And the H22 is the motor that's in this car. It's a dual overhead cam. And if you had a Honda Accord like myself, the motor drops right in. But save yourself the hassle of actually ripping the engine out of one of these and just get the head. Just get the top portion. The block is the same and it'll work. So if you have a 1990s Honda Accord, you can definitely do a head swap with one of these for an H22 and it works. These cars are very cool. They are kind of popular kind of not. These two are sought after. I think there's a white one, a 5-pack exclusive, and I think there's a black one out there. So these cars get a 5-star review from me just because they're cool. There's something that I really do like. I really do like the Honda Preludes. I think they're very sleek, very sexy looking car, and I just think they're really cool. So that being said, I like them. I'm going to keep them. Moving on here, we have the 1990 Honda Civic EF. This is a pretty cool car. I have a friend of mine who does own one of these, and his car is built to race. It's a fast little car, and it's a really cool little car, and they put a lot of heart and a lot of love into that little engine. It's a very nice car. Not too much detailing on the rear. We have detailing up front. And I think it's kind of cool. Like I said, back in the day, these cars were not cool. Now they're cool. And I think anything looks better in a Hot Wheels version instead of like a real life version. So is this car popular? It is and it isn't, really depending on where the market is. I've been sitting on a couple of these things for a while, and until recently, I just got around to actually getting rid of them. I'm pretty sure I have multiples of them. So the market is kind of touchy. I'd say it's maybe a $2 or $3 car right now. Moving on. I like it. Going to keep it. So we've got these 3 gems. And the one thing that's interesting about these is that you have one that's kind of showy-offy. Actually, I think this one and this one go together. Kind of. So we have the 1992 Civic EG. So we got the detailing up front, no detailing in the rear, and it looks pretty cool. I definitely do like it. Again, not a very popular car when I was a kid. My personal review, I don't really like it. These cars were very annoying. They weren't cool. They weren't popular. So my rating is going to be less than what it was previously with the other one. And I think it is a really cool little car, but anything in the Hot Wheels version is just cooler than its real-life counterpart. So moving on, now, same thing. We have the Honda Civic EG. This is the custom version. These cars are the drag cars. And if you know anything about Hondas, put a lot of money into that motor, you can make this thing, a 12-second car, 10-second car. These things are incredibly fast down the track. If you ever see one of these and it's fully built, I'd stay away, man. Just don't even run. But these cars are pretty cool. They have a lot of detail in them. Like we have the, looks like we got the exhaust coming out of the hood there. Get the riveted windows. We have the different tires. And the reason why the 2 different tires, it's not an error. But typically if you're a drag car and you're front wheel drive, you only need 2 tires to grip traction. These things don't do anything because it's front wheel drive. Spoiler on the rear. And I think that these things were really cool. I like how it's got different color hood and different color front bumper. Make it look like a street and strip car, or just kind of someone that cares more about speed than they actually do about the aesthetics of their vehicle. So these 2 cars do get a certain rating from me. I'm going to give them 3 stars because I think they're overall pretty cool. A lot of detail in them. And there's a lot of detail that you can be giving them too. Definitely a cool little car. I like them. I'm going to keep them. Moving on, Honda Civic Custom. Really cool car. Looks like it was used for solo events, road racing. Very tiny car, but still, it's very, very cool. And I like it because it's 1970s. And I think this is a better looking Civic than the ones that came out in the 1990s. And a lot of people really don't like this one because it's not the Honda Civic that these young kids remember. It's a Civic that certain people of a certain age group would remember. Not a very popular car back in the 70s. I don't think so. And this is where the Honda Civic started. So this thing gets 4 stars. And definitely like it. I'm definitely going to keep it. Moving on, we have the Honda Civic SI. A very 90s car. Very cool indeed. I don't have the red one. Still in the hunt for that. Probably not going to find it. But check this thing out. This black one is sought after, and I was lucky to get it for $2 from my friend Jeff. Such a cool car. We've got that nice car. No, it's not even carbon fiber. It's painted, but vented hood. We got the details, the wheels, everything. This car is looking really, really sweet. I definitely like it. It's definitely pretty cool. So we're going to put this one over here and let's talk about these other 2. These other two are considered twins, just different wheel variations. Carbon fiber on both hoods, looking really good. We got the hood pins up there, wicked nice detail. Got detail in the rear, check that out. So pretty cool cars. I definitely like the color. This one is more kind of stockish, and this one would be more kind of custom. And I like the Shenna paint. Oh, so Shenna. We have the Shenna paint. I love the Shenna paint. So really cool cars. These things were popular back in the day, and I definitely think they're really cool. They had a different ground effect or body kit than their regular Honda Civics. The carbon fiber hood did not come with the SI when it came out of the factory. That's just an add-on, but really cool wheels, really cool color, definitely a cool car. I like it. I'm keeping them. Moving on to 1985, and the reason why this thing is so important, I wouldn't say important, but the reason why this thing is so special is that it's a Zamac from 2021. I had 3 of them. I gave away 2, didn't give away, but sold 2 of them. Kept 1 for myself because why not? I should have just kept the other 2 if I had known that they were going to be this popular. A very cool car, indeed. We have a little roof scoop right here, which is air, that's to get air into the cabin. We have the 2 vents right here to get air into the engine. We do have a quote-unquote vented hood. So this thing was built for racing. It is a turbo, apparently. The Honda CRX. Wicked cool car. It's a Zamac. I love it. It's the only one I got, so you know what? I'm going to keep it. I'm going to give this thing a 5-star review just based on the fact it's a Zamac, and we have all these cool little details from 1985. Wicked, wicked cool car. Moving on. Not really Hondas. These are Acuras, but again, part of the Honda family. These cars are pretty rare to come by. We have the custom 2001 Acura Integra GSR. They're all GSRs, and this one's looking pretty good in purple. Nice. Oh, we got pink wheels. Christine's not going to like that, but the casting is really, really cool. Definitely a cool little car. This one is from 2017. Not going to see it in stores, so better hit up the eBay. We have another one here, which is teen. So this thing is a sponsor for shocks. And it's looking wicked, wicked good. I like it. Decals on the side. Definitely like the wheel choice. This one is from 2015. So it's an older casting. We have, I think this is a newer one. We have KW, unsure of what exactly that is, but I like the black. I like the decals. Very little detail on it, which is okay by me. So this is from 2017. Now, to show you my left arm, to show you that I am, or was, a Honda fanboy, get ready for this. You cannot get any more JDM than that. I got that tattoo when I think I was 19. When did I have that Honda Accord? Yeah, I was 19. So I've got JDM, Japanese Domestic Motors. I've got power plants down here, and I have one Honda. It is not iHonda. I've heard the jokes. It's not iHonda. It's #1 Honda. And yeah, so let that be a lesson to you. Don't get tattoos if you're just getting over a concussion. I rolled my Honda Accord on the highway. Next day I got a tattoo. Well, that wraps it up for today, ladies and gentlemen. You got to see my Honda collection. You got to see my Honda tattoo. And now it's time to say bye-bye. So please like, comment, subscribe. So collect what you like. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong, man. So do it right at the time of your life. Later, taters.